Hey everyone, Crystal with Crystal Clear College Planning. I wanted to give you some tips and strategies for SAT and ACT, especially understanding that there can be some challenges in getting scheduled for some of these exams and just how to understand which one is the best fit for you. So our general rule of thumb is when we're starting to consider testing, which is usually at the end of sophomore year, like that summer transition. I even have some current sophomores that are already starting to work on this, which would be where we start to have them take an SAT and ACT diagnostics. So they're taking one of each exam. And the point of that is figure out which one you're strongest at, right? We don't want them to have to study for both, have to take both exams. We want you to pick the one that you're the best at and then study and do really well that way. So end of sophomore year, that's the goal and intention. And then you're going to aim to get registered for whichever one you are strongest at in the fall/early winter of your junior year. Now, if you think about it, it gives you then time to study over summer in preparation for that first exam. If you are not happy with your score, it gives you opportunity to then retake it, usually speaking, in spring of junior year. And God forbid, if you have to retake it again, you have time to do so over the summer into your senior year. Not recommended. We would like to get it done sooner if we can, because there's a lot of other things that y'all have to deal with when it comes to senior year and applications and all of the other stuff. So what is important to understand about the differences between the two tests? Usually kids will just do better on one versus the other. Like they just have a natural aptitude. They understand the way that the questions are being asked, or they will have a preference in regards to the style and the way that it is structured. As of right now, both exams are digital in terms of option, but there is kind of a challenge in regards to the scoring with the new ACT. And talking to different test prep companies, everybody has been like, yeah, it's just that the way that they have done the new digital exam is way more challenging. Like the interface is hard to use currently, may improve, but it is not as user-friendly as the SAT has made theirs. So if you still have the option to do the paper version of an ACT, that is what was currently recommended by test prep companies. And then when you're thinking about like, do I need to sign up for the essay or the science section? Because now they say that's optional on the ACT. For the most part, essay across the board has been not necessary on the standardized tests. So you could totally opt out of that if you are a citizen in the United States. Often for international students, that may be a different story. But for the sake of the science section, the colleges do, like that one is not fully a no across the board in regards to schools. So your safest bet would be to take the science section and be able to just have a comprehensive score if you need it for any schools that you're applying to. Remember, you're doing this in kind of sophomore, junior year where you don't necessarily know what your college list is going to be. So make sure that you fully prepare in terms of that opportunity. Some colleges will super score, which what that means is if I take my SAT in May and another one in June, but I do better on English on the first exam and math on the second, then they're going to take the highest of each of those tests and then make an highest overall composite score. Same thing happens on the ACT, but it is subject to the college in regards to whether they're going to super score both SAT and ACT or only one. The logic there, I cannot figure out and explain to you. But if they do super score, then that just benefits you, right? Like highest overall in the event that you do score better on one versus another on separate testing dates. So I always encourage you take a look at the overall testing policy as you're going into the application season for your graduation year. Schools will typically start to update those more strongly in regards to whether they truly are test optional or they are test optional for the sake of admissions, but not for special honors program or special full ride scholarship opportunities, right? Like you just need to be smart about saying like, hey, I know that I can meet their range in terms of the score that that school wants. Or I'm aiming for a certain scholarship level and I need to get to XYZ score, right? It gives you motivation as a student then to know why the heck am I doing this, right? So part of this is just understanding, hey, what is going on in the world of standardized testing? I'm in Washington State, and also the other challenge has been once the ACT went digital, our testing sites were really challenging to get. Like, it was really hard. Very few people were hosting the ACT. So we would get one testing site, and once it was full, and nobody could book. And then they weren't releasing the next one yet, so nobody could get registered. So you're gonna wanna make sure and check, maybe talk to people that have already taken it, like other students, etc. Find out what's been going on in your area, if something like that is a concern. So then if like you're close on your diagnostic between the two, and it's easier to get a testing site for the SAT, then I'm going to say you vote for the SAT, right? So nuances in terms of all of the stuff. We offer, our program is called Tutor Space. So one of the fabulous things about our online platform in regards to studying is you get to have a kickoff call with somebody from their team so you can get questions answered. But the platform has a diagnostic of each. We'll show you the comparison, tell you which one you're strongest at, so immediately you can get started. And then it's going to have 10 practice tests for both the SAT and ACT, more than I think any student usually ever does, okay? But they can do as much as they want in terms of preparing for those exams. And then you can build a study schedule, stay on track. It has some other stuff in there too in terms of being able to work on like other smaller pieces, but it's practice tests, video content, focus on what you miss, right? Improve so that you increase your score. And then for students that are like, I need some one-on-one, and you don't want to pay crazy tutoring rates, you can add a tutor within our platform, which is really fabulous and more cost effective than what we've seen in terms of other tutoring companies. And you don't have to add like a ton of hours all at one time. If you're like, hey, I just need some strategy, you can add one session. Or if you're like, hey, I need a ton of help, you can do that too. So what's great is it's super adjustable to what you want, and helps for those students that are like motivated, right? They can use an online platform, but maybe just need a little bit of guidance, right? Like that's the way that these online ones are set up, but then you can add more help if you need to. So Crystal with Crystal Clear College Planning, I hope that helps in terms of just giving you an overall understanding of what's going on in the testing world. And feel free to click the link below as well if you want to sign up for our online SAT ACT program. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment, and like and follow for more tips and information.